Okay, welcome back. So hopefully you watched the overview video and got the big picture of what we're going to be doing next. This is the technical installation of Email Slurper 3000. So the first thing you're going to do, it's all going to start from your Facebook group. So hopefully you've created a group. If not, you just go over here to groups and you can click create group and kind of just follow the instructions from there. I already have a group, so I'm going to go to my group that I already have. It's called Affiliate Marketers. You're welcome to join it. I encourage you to join. You get more tips and tricks on affiliate marketing and automation and ClickFunnels, affiliate marketing, etc. So we talked about this idea of asking 3 questions to our group members. So where you go to find that is you click on More, Edit Group Settings, then you scroll down and you click Ask Questions. Okay, so one of these questions is going to be the email address. Another question could be anything else you wanted. I think that it's good to there is a way to import the answers to these questions into your autoresponder, especially if it's ActiveCampaign. I can't speak to the other ones as I don't know them as well. But a yes or no question would be really easy to key off of in an automation. So let's just, for example, put in a question here. Do you have ClickFunnels? Yes or no? Okay, so let's go ahead and put that there. And we'll back out all the spaces and everything. Okay. And then let's ask another question. I have this one. It's called, on what topic would you like a YouTube training to be created on? I was just thinking this might be a nice one to help me get content ideas. Okay. And then finally, the email question. What we're really after is to get that email. You can require an email, you can incentivize an email, make it optional. I like to make it required. There's enough spam in the world, and this filters out a lot of that just by requiring an email. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take out one of those spaces there. So we're going to go ahead and save our admin questions. And we are now done with that step. So the next step is going to be getting access to Email Slurper 3000. And this may happen in different ways, but for now, you'll have access to a link or a site, and it'll be clear to you what you need to do. And for now, this access is given to me by clicking on this button. Log into Email Slurper 3000. I'm going to click it just a couple times, make sure we clicked it. Okay. Now we're going to get on to the next step, which is installing the plugin itself. So you should see somewhere around here or in a message, you'd be actually given the actual link to the Chrome store to download and add to Chrome. This is a Chrome extension. You need to use the Chrome browser. And you will go ahead and navigate here and click Add to Chrome, noting which email address you're currently logged in as. Okay, so right here, this is the Chrome profile. So we want to just be aware of who we're logged in as right now and make sure that we're consistent with that throughout the rest of the training, especially on the Google Sheets part coming up soon. So I'm going to go ahead and click Add to Chrome, and then go ahead and review this here. Accept the conditions. It's basically going to be able to read the data on Facebook and get those email addresses and names out of there, and then send them on to the Google Sheet. Okay, so go ahead and click on Add Extension. And when you've done that, you should see the little icon, little gear icon for now, up here in your Chrome browser, and it says Email Slurper has been added to Chrome. Okay, click on the little X. All right, so the next step consists of filling out the settings for this plugin here. Okay, and If this is not grayed out, then you know you've done the access part correctly. So if that's grayed out, you may have an issue with your authorization. Okay, so back over here on the extension, there's another tab here called questions. We're going to go ahead and start filling out the settings of the questions over here. So each one of these rows is for a Facebook group. So if you have multiple Facebook groups, this should work for multiple. For now, we're just going to focus on this first row. And what we're looking for here is the group URL. Okay, so that's the Facebook group URL. And if you look up here now, it says edit right there. Just to be sure, what we're going to do is actually click on the main link to the group and see how it removes the edit from there. So we're going to grab the entire URL of the group, and this just helps the plugin sync everything up correctly. So we're going to take that and we're going to paste it right here in the group URL field. Okay, and we'll tab out of that or click into the group name field. And now we're going to copy the friendly name, literally just the text of the group. It's a little bit tricky to grab sometimes. Just Control C or Command C if you're on a Mac. And we'll go ahead and paste the friendly name right there. Okay. And now, to help keep the questions in sync, we want to actually go back into those questions and paste the exact text of those questions into the plugin as well. Okay. So we'll go ahead and click on Edit Group Settings and go back to those questions. And we will just copy them. Try and be very careful to get nothing more than no spaces, just exactly the text. And we'll go ahead and paste question 1. And then we will go ahead and paste question 2. And then we will go ahead and paste question 3, the email question. Okay, so the cool thing about this plugin is that it has this little validation that says check if this is an email and you want to only accept valid email format, which is the case for us today. So we're going to go ahead and check that checkbox, and we will save. Make sure you see the options saved over there in the green. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and continue on to the next part of this setup of this plugin, which is the settings. Now, we talked about that this is going to take the emails and the names from the Facebook group and populate them into a Google spreadsheet. Okay, so I've provided to you a template, and you'll take this address here and you'll just do File, Make a Copy, and then just name it the name of your group. So we can call this Affiliate Marketers Email Slurper CSV, something like that, or Facebook group, something. Think about how you might search for it later. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and make a copy and then rename it the name of your group and whatever else you really want. Okay, now I've already got this populated with some test data here, and you'll see where that will come into play when we're setting this up. But for now, all you need to do is copy this URL and paste it into the settings. Now, the URL will be shortened to save just the end part of it. So don't be alarmed that it's going to be shorter than, it's just going to save this end part right here. So when we hit save, it will shorten that down. So hit save again, options saved, everything's good. Okay, so we're getting closer and closer to setting this up entirely. So we've got the Google Sheet set up, and now we really just need to set up the Zap. We talked about the Zapier. We want to connect the Google Sheets to ActiveCampaign. Okay. Now, before we do that, we have some fields in here, like Facebook group, the username, the email address, The email address will already has a place to land in ActiveCampaign. The name already has a place to land in ActiveCampaign. The Facebook group we could put in as a tag. When they join Facebook, we could put that as a tag, or we can create custom fields to hold this. The user ID is not very interesting to me. I don't really care if I bring that over or not. But as far as these questions go, we may want to create a place for them to land, so to speak, when we're migrating that data over. So what we're going to do now is create a custom field in ActiveCampaign at least. Your autoresponder may be different, and as I create more and more trainings and go in and learn the specifics of more autoresponders, we'll see what all can be done in the different ones. Easiest will be to do it in ActiveCampaign, which is highly regarded among a lot of people, including myself. So what you're going to do is go over to ActiveCampaign, go to Forms, and then you're going to click on Manage Fields in the upper left-hand corner and create a new custom contact field. Now this is where you have to determine what is the type of field that we're creating. So if this was a date, we want to make it a date. In this case, it's really just going to be text, right? So we're looking for the text for the answer, a yes or no question, different things. So we can call this field something like Facebook group, answer 1. Something like that. Or if we know the exact question, it's never going to change, we can say, have ClickFunnels, question mark. So it could be a checkbox if it's I think we'll probably just keep it as a text field. So we're going to call it a text input. We'll say next, and we're going to call this Facebook group has ClickFunnels. If you have multiple groups, you may want to say affiliate marketers group has ClickFunnels. Okay, that's going to be the name of the field. Add contact field. And so now we've given it a place to stick that data in there. Okay. Let's make another one for the YouTube. So it's going to be a text input, and we're just going to say affiliate marketers YouTube training suggestion. Okay, and you could just bring these in as a tag, but if you bring them in as a tag, it's a little bit harder to key off of. You'll see that a little bit later. So let's just leave that for now. You gotta get the general idea. And so now we've given those pieces of data a home to be migrated over to. Okay, it's just that simple. So email already has one because email is like a required field that is standard in ActiveCampaign and pretty much every autoresponder. Okay, so what we're going to do now is set up the Zap. So let's go over here to Zapier. And there is a free tier. Highly recommend Zapier, free or paid. You can see here I use it extensively. I've got a number of them turned off, but I use Zapier to do a lot of different things. So let's just start out and we'll go ahead and make a Zap. And let's just name it. Let's kind of think through the name. We're going to call this, the affiliate marketers Facebook group to ActiveCampaign. Zap. And maybe in parentheses we'll say email Slurper 3000. Okay. So the trigger is going to be a Google Sheet, okay, which we have here. So we'll go ahead and click that. And when there is a new spreadsheet row, that will be the trigger. Save and continue. Now see how we have two different emails here, OJ Hurst, Alexa Test. Earlier when we set this up, we determined that I wanted to, whatever Chrome profile I'm using here would be the same email I want to use here. So I would want to use this one, which is currently selected. Let's go ahead and make sure we've got that selected. You could test this just to make sure that connectivity is still valid, and then go ahead and do save and continue. If this is your very first time through, you might have to give access to Zapier. It should be very straightforward. You just click yes and OK to all of the prompts. Okay, save and continue. So now that we have that connectivity to Google Sheets, we're going to go ahead and pick the sheet. We won't want to pick the template one. We're going to want to pick the new one that we did, the Save As here. So affiliate marketers. Let's go ahead and click that. Giving Google Sheets a call, and there it is. It's the top one. So we'll go ahead and click that, select it. And now what we need to do is pick the worksheet. So what that means is there could be different sheets here along the bottom. It's just kind of like Excel. Sheet 1, Sheet 2, Sheet 3. We just want to make sure that Zapier is looking for the stuff that's happening in Sheet 1. Okay, and if you hadn't clicked these other buttons, then that would be the only sheet available. So we'll just go ahead and click this, and it's going to say, oh, 1, 2, 3. Well, we know we want to pick 1. Okay, and just so you're aware, if you change the name of your Facebook group, or you change the settings of these questions, or change the questions, you're going to need to probably go through and just sync everything up again. Just make sure that that everything's in sync if you make any changes. Okay, so we've got our spreadsheet picked out. We've got the sheet picked out. Let's go ahead and hit continue. And at this point, it's going in there and looking for a piece of sample data, right? That's why I left that in there for you, is so it can go in here and pull back that piece of data, that one row. Because we're going to use this as an example of how to make a mapping between Google Sheets and then ActiveCampaign. So you can see the test data there, the email, the best email, join Facebook group, the name, etc. Okay, so that's exactly what we want. There's just the one piece of test data, and we will go ahead and hit continue. Okay, so that part is done. So from here, this is where you can, when you hit add a step, this is where you can pick all the different autoresponders. So you could pick ActiveCampaign. You could pick ClickFunnels. You could maybe do a webhook into ClickFunnels. I've yet to determine which of those is best. There is ConvertKit. There is MailChimp. There is Aweber. There is Market Hero. This is where you would pick your Zap. You may have to have a special invitation to use Market Hero. So there's all different autoresponders. I'm going to continue on with ActiveCampaign. Okay, so pick ActiveCampaign. And what do we want to do? We want to create or update a contact. And then we will go ahead and click Save and Continue. We can go ahead and test that connection, or if it's the first time, you can create that authorization between Zapier and ActiveCampaign. Should be pretty straightforward. You just go connect an account, and you would set up. You would go find the API key. Okay, we'll just show you that real quick. So over here in settings, you can find your API key under developer, I believe. And there's your URL, and there's your key. So you would just take those two pieces of data and stick them in here, URL and the key, and then you would continue like that. Mine's already been set up from previous Zaps, so I'm going to go ahead and do Save and Continue. Okay, so this is the point where we're going to do the actual mapping. Okay, so you do need to pick a list. So if this is your first time, you'll need to make a list. For me, I have these just here as ClickFunnels people because they are affiliate marketing related. So I'm going to go ahead and click ClickFunnels people. If you are brand new to ActiveCampaign, then you're going to want to go ahead and come over here. Where would the new list be? Lists. It's a major heading. And as far as a strategy on this, I don't recommend making a new list from this landing page and making a new list from the Facebook group and making a new list for this product. I just keep them very broad, almost at the business level. You know, if I have one business, I'll call that a list. If I have another business, I'll call that a list. I wouldn't make lists for every single way they come into your world. I would use tagging to do the segmenting on that. And so you would just come over here and click Add New List, give it a name, and give it a website, and then a little reminder of how they got on your list. It's just that simple. And so then when you're back in Zapier, you can refresh these. Let's see, refresh these fields if it needs to go back and get something that's changed. So let's just make sure here. So we were going to go ahead and do that drop down, and we're going to click ClickFunnels people. Okay, so now we're going to map the email address. So it's saying what field in here is the email. It's a required field. So we're just going to scroll down and look for the email. It's the answer to question 3. Okay, now this is interesting. First name is optional, last name is optional, or full name is optional. So you have to think about, did the name come through separate as a first and last, or did it come through together? And the data shows that we just have first and last name together. Okay, so that's what we're going to want to do. We're going to keep that consistency from username being one first and last name field. And so that's how we're going to map it in Zapier. So we're not going to do it here, we're not going to do it there, but we are going to do it here. And we'll just click on John Doe. Okay, we did not get a phone number. Tags, okay, so this is where we could maybe put some interesting data. We could say, we could say, hey, they joined Facebook on that day. We could say with a group that they came from and joined. So we click on that, and just just do that. If we wanted to keep track of the exact question that was asked for these, we could say you could actually put in question 1. You can actually put in question 2, the actual question text itself, not necessarily the answer. And so you just keep on going down here, and now we're looking for those custom fields that we made. Okay, probably going to be at the very bottom. I have a lot of custom fields for other stuff that I do, but let's keep going to the bottom here. And here we are. Affiliate Marketers Group has ClickFunnels. So the answer to that question is going to be let's see here. I think it was the first question, so it'd be question 1. And so the answer would be that. And then Affiliate Marketers YouTube training suggestion. That would be question 2. And we could do that. So if it's easier for you, see that was a little bit trickier because of the test data. If you wanted to actually take these questions here and actually pass that through before you pulled that in, so you could actually come here and fix that if that's easier for you, because then that question would actually come through. Same with this one. So there's no harm in doing that if that's easier for you. Okay. Something like that. Good. So that's it. we have got the fields mapped. We're going to go ahead and click on continue. Now we do want to signify that this came from our Facebook group, okay? That they joined our Facebook group, and we have that tag, which is right here in my Facebook group test. I'm going to go ahead and go over here, back to that mapping on the template, and each one of these tags is actually supposed to be separated by a comma too. Let's just make sure we're doing that. But if we wanted to, we could say, we could have our own tag that says joined affiliate marketers Facebook group. And that would be the tag that we would want to key off of just to kick off our automation and deliver that first training. So I'm just copying that there. Okay, so let's go ahead and click continue, and we will send the test into ActiveCampaign. We're looking for that email address associated with John Doe. Let's just go ahead and make sure we don't have a John Doe in the system already, because we may from previous testing, and we do. So let's just delete him at gmail.com. There shouldn't be an overlap there. Okay, and let's go ahead and send in our test to ActiveCampaign. We've got that test data there. It's giving us a sample of what's coming through. And then let's go ahead and send test to ActiveCampaign. Okay, if that was successful, we'll see the green success. And now we can go into email marketing here, ActiveCampaign, and perform that search again for John Doe. Let's see. And there it is. So what do we see in here? So we see John Doe with that email. We see that he subscribed to that list that we picked. And we see that he doesn't have ClickFunnels, and that he says yes for that training. We see that he joined the Facebook group. That's the name of the group. There's the name of the questions that were asked at that time. Looks like maybe this got broken up somehow, but that's the general idea. So if I wanted to fix something like that, go back to the Zap, take a look at the template, and ask myself, why was that getting broke up? Maybe because that comma right there was treating it as a new tag. I'm probably pretty sure that's what happened, right? So it interpreted that comma as a tag, as a new tag. So so you could just remove that if that's an issue. Do whatever you want as far as that goes, what data you want to bring in. Okay, so once you're comfortable and you feel like you've got things set up correctly, you're going to hit finish, and then you will make sure you turn on your Zap. Make sure that it's all ready to go. Okay, so the Zap's all ready to go. If you want to see specific examples of records coming through, you will go ahead and click on View Task History. And there won't be any right now, I don't think, but this is where they would show up. Each row will show up right here and show you whether it went through or failed for some reason. So now, let's just quickly show you how to kick off that automation. So if I have still saved in my browser, in my clipboard, that's the tag that we tagged them with. So what I'm going to do now is go over here, and I'm going to kick off a new automation based on that tag. Okay, so new automation, start from scratch, continue, and I'm going to say, hey, when they there's these different ways to start an automation. When this certain tag is added, then I'm going to kick off my welcome to the group onboarding. So there's that tag. Joined Affiliate Marketers Facebook group. And I'm going to hit Add Start. Okay. I like to notify myself if that's something you like to do as well. You can say this is coming from the Affiliate Marketers Facebook group. And I'm going to go ahead and copy myself on this. And I can say, congrats. Congrats. You can say first name. These are personalization tags. First name. Let's got so many. I could search them here. Name. Full name. Full name. And then email. I like to do email as well. Email. John Doe has joined your group. Joined the Affiliate Marketers group. And then you could put something else here. I'm just going to put the same thing. I usually don't like to do this. To include the summary, and then just hit OK. So I'm going to get an email now when someone joins my group. Let's go ahead and name this automation. We'll call it Affiliate Marketers Facebook group onboarding. It's just like that. And then we will actually want to start our automation, which will be to send that email right away. And we'll say this, welcome to the group. And then we will send off a basic email. We'll say, welcome to the Affiliate Marketers Facebook group. Okay, I'm just going to delete that. And I'm just going to say first name, full name, full name. Thanks so much for joining the group. Really look forward to having you. Please introduce yourself when you get a chance. Thanks again, James Hurst. Okay, and then next, and just check everything here. Spam check is passed. The subject line, and then finish. And then a key thing is to actually activate this automation as well. Easy to forget. So that should be your initial onboarding sequence. From here, you would wait a day or two, and then continue to drip out your onboarding sequence and provide value. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the settings, and we want to start checking this. We want to go ahead and automatically approve if the questions are answered. So we'll go ahead and check that checkbox. And then we're going to determine how often we want to check if there's new people in the group. Okay, so I'm going to give us 3 minutes while I set something else up. So I'm going to say 3 minutes. And I'm actually going to go put a post out to Facebook and ask some people to test it and see if we can watch this work right now and see how it all comes through on the flow. Okay, so let's go ahead and hit save. I should say option save. So now we can actually close the rest of this stuff down. We'll keep this up because we should see more people coming through here. We'll keep this up. We can close these. We can probably keep those up. Okay, so I'm actually going to come out to Facebook then, and I am going to request people to join my group. Say, hey, I need a few people to test. Would a few people be willing to test? Would a Okay, I'm doing this live right now. Boom. Okay, so that's going out. Okay, and back over here on the settings, this is important information as far as last time it was ran. So we're still waiting for that 3 minutes to hopefully continue its course. And we'll hopefully see if we get any people to join the group. See if we get any activity on that. So that would show up around here somewhere. There's Spencer doing something. What's he doing? Nothing on that. Okay, I've got an outstanding message there, which I will check later when I'm not recording. Oh, there it goes. See that? I did not do that. It popped up automatically. Okay. And it doesn't see anything in here, I don't think. It's not really doing anything. Okay, and then it just closed. Okay, so if we look at the settings, if we refresh these settings here, there we go. So we see that it's ran. At last it was waiting 3 minutes. But I don't think there was anybody that was trying to get in just yet. Okay, so let's hang tight here. While we are waiting for people to join the Facebook group, what we'll do is go ahead and toggle off of a custom field here. So we'll do an if-else branch, and we'll say, hey, we got these custom fields, and we know we have that new one, which was called Affiliate Marketers Group has ClickFunnels. We'll say, does it contains, how about we say ES, right? So if that would capture yes, or for yes or no. If we say contains ES, that should work no matter if they put capital yes or lowercase yes. So hopefully that makes sense. So hit OK. Contains with fewer than 3 characters. Okay, well I guess they're not like that. That's unfortunate. So we'll just say is yes. And so ClickFunnels has ClickFunnels equals yes. Okay, and it's just that simple. So if they say yes, then maybe do nothing. I don't know. You could say end this automation if they say yes. If they say no, you can say, there it goes again, spinning up again, looking for people. See right here, it should, right here, that should have the thing where it says it's been loaded. I'm not seeing it, but anyways, back over here, if I wanted to send another email, I could say something to the effect of, hey, you should try ClickFunnels, it's awesome, free trial, etc. It looks like no one is joining the Facebook group at my request. And so we'll not be able to test this for you right now. Facebook is not giving my post any algorithm love. So that's embarrassing. Not a single solitary like, comment. It's kind of strange actually, but that's what happens on a live recording. So that's that. So if you have my Facebook group, then you'll probably want to change the settings to 999,000 minutes. But if you have a popular group, then you might want to set it to 30, or once a day would be 1440, pretty sure. So that's going to be 60 times 1224. Yep. And so then you just save those changes, come in and check once a day. If it gets more popular, then you can change that. So hopefully that gets you well on your way. You may get stuck, you may have questions. Feel free to contact support. Probably have support at emailslurper3000.com. Support at emailslurper3000.com, and we'll get you taken care of as soon as we can. There's it popping up again. Make sure we have that setting saved so it's not popping up every 3 minutes. And hopefully you love this tool. Once you get it all working, it should just work. You need to have your computer up and running for this to work. Be logged in and logged into Chrome, have it up and running. If you're really good with remote servers and stuff like that, remote desktop, you could spin this up on a remote server and just really let it run around the clock. Spin it up in AWS or Azure or something like that. That's all I've got for you. Thanks so much for your support. Hopefully you enjoyed this training. Hopefully it was good and clear and got you up and running. So I will see you online or see you in person. And again, thank you for your support. You're awesome. I wish you well as you grow your group and your impact and income, making an impact online with your Facebook group. So thank you, and we'll see you next time.